everybody, today we're going to read a passage from John. I think when I read it to you, I think you'll think the story is pretty familiar. So we're going to read John chapter 13 verses 1 through 17. Now before the festival of Passover, Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart from this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The devil had already put into the heart of Judas, son of Simon Iscariot, to betray him. And during the supper, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all the things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going to God, got up from the table, took off his outer robe, and tied a towel around himself. Then he poured the water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and wipe them with the towel that was tied around them. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus answered, You do not know what I am doing, but later you will understand." Peter said to him, "You will never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you will have no share with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head." Jesus said to him, "One who has bathed does not need to wash except for their feet, but is entirely clean, and you are clean, though not all of you." For he knew who was to betray him, and for this reason he said, "Not all of you are clean." After he had washed his feet, he had put on his robe and returned to the table. He said to them, "Do you know what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for that is what I am. So if I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have set you an example that you should do as I have done to you. Very truly, I tell you, servants are not greater than their master, nor messengers greater than the one who sent them. If you know these things, you are blessed if you do them." So this story we hear about Jesus washing his disciples' feet. So when people traveled in the time of the Bible, their feet would get really dirty because they wore sandals, and then when they got to where they were going, they would need to wash their feet because it would get hot and it would get dusty. And it was customary for the servant of the house to wash a guest's feet. But in the story we read today, the disciples are in for a surprise. Jesus washed their feet. So today's activity, I think we'll get some giggles from some of you, is to wash each other's feet. To get a bowl of water, some washcloths, and wash your family members' feet. Some of you might not like it. Some of you might resist it. Peter resisted in what I just read to you, right? And then after you do that, I want you to think about some of these questions. Why do you think Peter resisted letting Jesus wash his feet? When have you resisted receiving someone's love and attention? Because that's what Jesus was giving his disciples. He was giving them love and attention and showing them ways that they can carry on after he was gone. What does Jesus give us every day? Would you rather give a gift or receive a gift? And why? That question kind of might depend on the circumstances. So one last thing to go out in the world and serve is there's a popular Hebrew phrase that translates to "I will walk in his dust," and it expresses the Hebrew tradition of becoming like one's teacher. So I want you to think about your favorite teacher, your favorite Sunday school teacher, your favorite pastor, anything like that. What qualities do they have that you strive for in your own life? Then after you think about that and reflect on that, I want you to write them a card or an email or something like that and tell them how much you appreciate them and what they have done in your life and how they've made a difference. Let's end this with a prayer. Loving God, help us to be joyful givers and gracious receivers. Amen. See you in Sunday school. Bye.